Good evening, 49er faithful. Just had to get on tonight to do a little post-game celebration. The 49ers beat the Commanders today. A little early Christmas gift to all of us faithful. 37-20, putting up some points. This one felt good. It was close in the first half, but obviously the 49ers were able to pull away, make it a comfortable victory. Brock Purdy continuing to look like a stud. This defense just elite across the board. Nick Bosa having himself one hell of a season, and it is Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve to all. I want to thank you if you are here in the chat, if you are here wishing well to other 49er faithful, if you are here celebrating this 49ers win. 8 games in a row, equaling the 8-game win streak that we had in 2019. A spectacular freaking win. The 49ers continuing to look dominant. Seems like with the last 2 games on the schedule, both games that we could win, could close out on a 10-game win streak. That would be insane. Want to bring in all of those that were here celebrating in the chat early. We've got Beast Mode Gaming Sneakerhead here on the channel coming in to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Niners. Alan Elizer, also a sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob Schuh, what a great game by the 49ers to keep up with the Vikings. Are you still going to the Raiders game? Yes, I am. Oh, the Vikings and the Giants. It looked like the Giants maybe could sneak that one out, and the 49ers could have climbed into the 2 seed. We are just going to have to keep winning. Treasure Kiss is coming in. My partner and I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a great New Year. Merry Christmas to you and your partner as well. Treasure Kisses, appreciate you coming in. Jedi saying we got ourselves a playoff QB, boys. Nathan Banks just coming in, smiling, saying, what a win by our team today. George Kittle is that man. Kyle Shanahan, a freaking legend for going forward on 4th down. Up next, the cheap Las Vegas Raiders. Merry Christmas. Raphael 5629er, sneakerhead here on the channel coming in to say what's up to me, the sneakerheads, and to everyone. Jesus is in here. Liked how Tyrion Davis Price ran. He did have some fierce runs in there. I thought it was solid. Raphael 5629ers coming in to predict Bosa Defensive Player of the Year. It sure looks like it's setting up that way, doesn't it? It sure does. Stovian 4x4, he says, what happened to Jordan Mason? Had game on mute. He got dinged up early. It wasn't clear whether it re-aggravated the hamstring. I didn't hear anything about that later. The update will probably be on the post-game presser with Kyle Shanahan. Lycan 4647, sneakerhead here on the channel coming in to say, I don't know about you guys, but I'm officially sold on Purdy. Also, Bosa locking up the Defensive Player of the Year award. Yeah, Purdy looks phenomenal at this point. Absolutely capable of continuing to lead this team, and it will create a very strange conundrum if, in fact, we do have Jimmy Garoppolo back at some point. I don't know that you could pull out Brock Purdy with the way that he's playing. It also, the psychology of it to me makes a hell of a lot more sense. You stick with the guy who's winning, and then if you have that game where the wheels start to fall off, you have Jimmy Garoppolo in the wings. Whereas if you make the switch, you sort of take the wind out of Brock Purdy's sails, and if you then have to turn back to him because Jimmy comes in and he struggles, it just feels like a flawed strategy. So I am keeping it with Purdy in, and you have the backup plan just in case. Romeo Rich coming in. Christmas love, Rob. What a feeling. Niner gang. Here we are celebrating Christmas, celebrating a 49ers win, and an 8-game winning streak locked into the playoffs at the 3 seed, still within reach of that 2 seed. If only the Vikings could have coughed that up today. Raphael 5629er says Niners scored 30 points in the second half. It's wild. Chris Royal with the super chat says 37 points on a top 5 defense. Perfection. Absolutely perfection. Treasure Kisses says, let me see that new pick. It's looking like you got some Niner gear in there. That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. The Lion of Judah says, I was at the game with season ticket passes. I screamed my voice out. It looks like you are still screaming in the chat, and I appreciate that enthusiasm. It's how everyone should be. Harold Murillo coming in calmly. Let's go, Niners. Let's go, Niners. Hey, Purdy for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jan, you may not be crazy far off there. And yes, hello, Harold. Good to see you. Thomas B says, big play, Purdy. How about the ability to scramble outside the pocket, that little spin move, and to throw the ball away just to avoid the sack? His pocket awareness really feels next level. Sliding around in the pocket, making positive plays out of negative ones. Unbelievable. Jesus says the Niners offensive line held their own. It was not a poor performance by any means. Brock Purdy was sacked 3 times for 16 yards, so it's not as if he was kept clean in this one, but you are talking about a top 5 defense in the league with the return of Chase Young. It's not surprising that they were able to get after us. I love Lion of Judah's enthusiasm coming out of the game. He says, I was at the game, hella lit. Yes. Crazy Auto celebrating the Niners. Kim Adams coming in at Rob. Purdy is the second coming. I'm not going to shoot that down. I'm not quite ready to declare second coming of something yet, but he's the man. He is absolutely the man, and he is throwing it down. Just a dude, man. Sneakerhead here on the channel says, who wants to smoke? Not the Commandos. No. Thomas Luttrell comes in, says, Rob Schuh, I'm not saying bench Purdy, but I am not sold. 55 yards passing in the first half. That ain't going to get it done against the Eagles or the Cowboys. Thomas, I mean, I get it if you want to keep seeing Purdy passing these tests. For me, every test that I've put out there for him, he continues to pass. This was yet another one, sticking with it for the full 60 minutes. He makes some beautiful throws, both of those to Kittle, great throws. I get wanting to see more. And I understand comparing the Eagles and the Cowboys as a vastly different level of competition. I think that's very fair. But if you have Jimmy Garoppolo in the wings, that's my strategy. That I'm keeping him there. I'm not turning it back over, coming fresh off of injury. But we also get a few more games to see how it shakes out. The Lion of Judah says, hey, Purdy did have some weird throws or miscues. Not every throw is going to be perfect out there, and yet, I will say, looking solid. Washington was vastly in this game. I mean, that defense was flying all over the field. They were in it for the first half, but then the dam broke at some point. Crazy Otto has a different feeling, says Purdy is the future, if you ask me. Jan says he's got veteran football IQ. Josh Cook, Sneakerhead, here on the channel coming in to say, Rob, happy holidays. Well wishes to you and your family. Well wishes to everyone out there and your family as well. This is going to be a short one for me. I still need to get out to the store. We had the ice storm here in Portland, Oregon yesterday. It was frozen over, winter wonderland. Got out for a wild walk in the middle of the night last night. It was so peaceful. It was so wild, just frozen over. Really cool, but that meant that I couldn't get out to the store to pick up some groceries for tonight and tomorrow as well. I got to get that done before the grocery stores close, or I am going to be SOL for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Can't have that happen. So I'll spend a few more minutes here with everybody and then have to go. Harold, yes, Brandon Ayuk was so close to getting into the end zone, and I'm with you, celebrating Ray McCloud. He is a monster. The way that he runs, it's just such a level of enthusiasm and just a pace to the way in which he approaches every snap that impresses me. Not just on the punt returns, but on that end around as well. Obviously, longest play from scrimmage. Pikachu coming in just to say hi. Crazy Auto says Washington played their guts out today. Give them props, but the Niners are just too much. There's so much talent on this team. So much talent on defense. I mean, it is crazy. Flying around, the number one defense. Just breaking teams. Adding Christian McCaffrey was unfair. This run game, again, we got to get healthy. Got to make sure that Elijah Mitchell is back. I did like seeing TDP out there carrying the rock today. 9 carries, 30 yards. Not a great average, but running into the teeth of the defense. Ray with that 71-yard carry. Phenomenal. Kittle, 6 receptions, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's 4 touchdowns over the last 2 games. It's absurd. I mean, hell, if he keeps up this pace, maybe he sniffs a 1,000-yard season. just going to close out strong like that. Give him a 200-yard game next week in the finals for my fantasy teams. Kittle is winning games for me in fantasy football. I'm excited about it. I am excited about the Niners riding this 8-game streak. I don't know how you all feel about the streak continuing, but I'm with Kittle. That the pressure builds with every win. And I want to be hot going into the playoffs. I want the Niners to be riding a freaking hot streak. Gold-blooded coming in says, Rob, good win. I have to ask, is Talanoa Hufanga a liability in that secondary in your opinion? As of now, I think he is to a point. He's blowing assignments every game. I believe that he is both a big play maker and the type of individual that may allow some big plays to happen to get behind him. It's a question of, does he offset those plays that he allows with those plays that he's making? I would argue to this point in this season, yes, absolutely. I got to say, I'm disappointed by this one by the faithful. The Lion of Judah saying everyone was booing McGlinchey. It's a shame to me, the level of scrutiny that Mike McGlinchey gets when, for the most part, he plays quite well. Pete Gorman says Kittle has picked up the slack since Debo went out. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Thomas Luttrell correctly calling out Rob Schuh, Tyrion Davis, Price, showing signs of life. Proud of him for not giving up. That makes two of us. Oh, Gold-blooded needed that. He says, I needed that Ayuk TD. What about the announcer calling him Ayuk all day? Ayuk. Come on, get it right. DJ Molly. Rob, nobody wants to see Jimmy, not even Kyle. This is Purdy's team 2022. I think that's correct. So long as Purdy is playing the way that he's playing right now, I think that's absolutely correct. Ooh, Randall Riley calling out, damn, what a game. And the Eagles lose. The Eagles lose. If they lose out, we could be that 1 seed. Let's go. Green Bay should beat Minnesota next week. Eagles continue to lose. Niners, just keep on winning. All right, Harold coming in. Hufanga does make rookie mistakes, but the upside is better. I'm with it. I think he's offsetting those mistakes. Nikki D. Huff can be feast or famine. He's got to be more aware in a few weeks. It's against those more elite quarterbacks where this really is going to come into play, because those are the types of games where somebody's going to make you pay. Gold-blooded. Rob, the subs keep coming in more often in this game. I'm guessing that might be part of the deep passes happening. That's entirely possible. Thomas Luttrell says there's a certain shock jock who said Kittle wasn't a star anymore. Try again. Kittle is a baller. There's just no two ways about it. Gold-blooded talking about the announcer. That's CBS for you. Never call Niner games. Randall Riley says they need to use the mistakes Huff's making and teach him how not to get out of position. It feels like he's taking calculated risks, and Tayshaun Gibson seems to be playing the more conservative of the two roles back there. It's a nice compliment, if you ask me. Nikki D says Kevin Harlan for you mispronouncing BA's name. It was terrible. Terrible every time I heard it. Swift Dog 49er says, I think we need to look at the positive and see that we are coming together as a team and showing that we are not a team to be messed with. Nobody wants to see the San Francisco 49ers right now. Elite run game, rookie quarterback who's playing like a veteran, number one defense in the NFL, and a special teams that's holding it down as well. This is the type of team that at home or on the road is going to be able to win in the playoffs. We will have the opportunity to make a run. Crazy Otto says, come on, Niner faithful, hit the like button. I appreciate that, Otto. Appreciate you sending out my message to more and more of the faithful. Those of you that have now joined the stream, I do want to say a Merry Christmas Eve to you. Niners, 8 in a row. A very commanding win against the Commanders, 37-20. That's a top 5 defense that Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers offense, a big part of that, George Kittle, hung up 37 on a top 5 defense. Bronson got it right here. That's very good. That is very good indeed. All right, Gold-blooded says, I was a little worried about Purdy versus this defense, especially in the first half. Then he showed up and showed out. I think I'm fully on the Purdy wagon. I gave him to this game, and he delivered. Pretty good against the top 5 defense. Yes, we've killed the Purdy comments. I mean, it's just constant. We have to do it. Cayuse Manchu says still allowing too many conversions on 3rd and long, in my opinion. That's true, especially when it's Taylor Heineke who's able to put that up. Kevin coming in from across the pond says a dub and a Merry Christmas to you all. Merry Christmas, Kevin. Merry Christmas indeed. Crazy Otto, Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all. Much love to all the 49er faithful out there. I like this observation by Nikki D. Says, I look around the NFC today and I feel even better. The Eagles defense getting lit up by Dallas, but Dallas getting lit up by Minshew Mania, and the Vikes skate by again. Niners keep rolling. It feels good. Tennille Covington comes in. Somebody better call the police because that Niners defense out here murdering folks. Just murdering fools on Christmas Eve, no less. The Christmas Eve murders. Swift Dog 49er doing that good deed. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Martin says, Purdy looked pretty Purdy. Gold-blooded. Rob, damn, I was really pulling for that under 70 rushing yards for 8 straight. They came up just short, but still tied the 2000 Ravens. This is an elite defense. I mean, historic defense. It would have been nice if we had kept them to 14, keep that average coming down as far as 15 points allowed per game. But I feel like we've got a chance going into Vegas and then Arizona to close it out. Randall Riley says, Taylor threw some dimes. Our defense, for the most part, was good in coverage. It happens. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Good looking honky comes in. Rob, fans. Hi, Peter North here. Old adult film star retired. Currently at the game in the front row. Awesome game. Thanks, Peter. Hey, Peter North, here's to you. Nothing lewd about that comment. I got worried for a second as I started to read it, but there it is. Gazebo says, need Mooney healthy. Yeah, Mooney Ward, that's a big piece to this defense. Huge piece to this defense. Spynick Danger is in the house. Go Niners. Yes. All right, a couple more comments here. I just get fired up. I just can't stop. Celebrating with all the fans. Thomas Luttrell, Rob Schuh, Hufanga, the Tongan torpedo, makes more plays than he gives up. That's a Pro Bowler, folks are slandering. He is a Pro Bowler. But we see those little mistakes and we want to key in on it. I'm with you. He's making far more good plays than bad ones getting into the playoffs. Eric Chavez complimenting gold-blooded his profile pick. Gazebo says Robinson is a positive yard stud and our D slowed him big time. Brian Robinson coming back from 2 gunshots to the leg to play this season. Just wild. And I'm with Daniel Garcia on this. Was it just me or did Greenlaw intercept that pass that was called incomplete? It was an interception, and Kyle started to challenge that play, and then they called it incomplete. He should have challenged it anyway because it was an interception. Harold Murillo agrees it was an interception. Yes. All right, Mark coming in. Mike McGlinchey is awful. One of these days, he's going to cost us a season. And what's with the deep ball coverage? I just don't agree with the Mike McGlinchey being awful comment. I get that he does make glaring mistakes every now and again. But aside from those mistakes, which I think get blown out of proportion because of a platform like Twitter, because of all the YouTube folks that cover the 49ers, when you look at the vast majority of his play, it's very solid. Oh, man, I agree with JG1 saying too bad the Vikings got lucky again. Last week up 33-0 and lost. Today, a 61-yard field goal to win. The Vikings, we just need them to keep falling. Thomas B says worthless Giants couldn't come through for us today. Vikings are seriously flawed team, but they keep winning somehow. I don't know. All right. That is going to be it. I need to get to the store. A Merry Christmas Eve to all of you. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button for me. I hope you all have wonderful time with your families, that you spend this time being grateful for the 49ers season that we have, starting out at 3-4, now sitting here, just 2 games to go. The 49ers looking like they could close out the season on a freaking 10-game win streak. That would be absurd. We're sitting here at 11-4. You know me. I predicted 11-6. I clearly underestimated this squad, and I thought they were phenomenal. Merry Christmas to all, throwing it out there. Appreciate everyone putting the Merry Christmas vibes in the chat as well. I hope that you all have a wonderful day tomorrow. Thank you for joining the stream. And until next time, cheers, faithful, and a Merry Christmas.